Meet the Poco F3. This has been my daily phone for about a month now, and I think it's time to give you a full review of the phone. You're watching The Lazy Reviewers, and this is the full review of the Poco F3. Let's start off with the body of the phone. The back is made of glass, so that's a good thing. The frame, however, is made of plastic. It does look like aluminium, but it's not. On the front we have Gorilla Glass 5 and the display size is 6.67 inches with a very small hole punch in the middle. Moving to the camera setup, we have a weird camera bump. It's a two-step camera bump on the left side of the phone. It's really bothering when you're playing video games and your finger passes over both of the bumps. It's really weird. Now let's talk about the specs of the phone. The Poco F3 comes with the Snapdragon 870 processor, 8GB of RAM and 128 or 256GB of storage. The storage is UFS 3.1, so that's really good for gaming and super fast storage. Other than that, let's talk about the ports and the speakers. On the bottom of the phone we have a USB Type-C that charges at 33 watts. On the left of the USB port we have our bottom firing speaker and our microphone. The SIM tray is also on the bottom side, so the left hand side is completely clean. On the right side we have our volume rocker and our power button fingerprint combo. And on the top we have our top firing microphone and speaker. On the back we have our camera setup, starting off with the main camera, which is 48 megapixels. Under that we have a 12 megapixel ultra wide and a 5 megapixel macro lens. Other than that we have our flash to the side, and on the front we have a 16 megapixel sensor in this small hole punch. Okay, now let's do a little sound test and you can judge the quality by yourself as well. These are some of the best speakers I have seen on a budget smartphone in a very long time. We have one on the bottom and one on the top, and it gives a nice audio quality. On the front, let's talk about the screen now. We have a 120Hz AMOLED display, and it goes all the way up to 1300 nits, which is right up there with the Galaxy Note 10 and Note 20. Other than that, we had a Poco X3 GT recently, and its screen was so disgusting that every time you take it in the sun, you cannot see anything except the reflection of your shirt. Now let's take a look at the operating system. We have MIUI 12.5 running on Android 11, and I've been using MIUI since the Redmi Note 5, and it has evolved very great. In the start it was really bad and with a lot of ads and glitches. Now it's a lot more streamlined and there are a lot of quality of life improvements like the volume slider and the video toolbox. Other than that, the number of ads have gotten a lot better, and every time you do install an app there is a small pop-up that shows a security check. I don't know what it does, but it's kind of annoying sometimes. Other than that, the camera app is really good, and the new update shows a very graphic more options tab, which I really like. I am running a theme on top of my Poco launcher, which is the Microsoft launcher. It's really good and it does a lot of things that the Poco launcher does not. Other than that, the MIUI 12 also comes with the super wallpapers. They're really amazing and really graphic, and they look really good. They're also animated, so that gives a lively feel to your home screen. Talking about the camera performance, we do have a complete camera review on our channel. You can take a look at the video in the top left corner. Top left, top right. And other than that, the gaming performance on this phone is amazing. The Antutu score is a lot higher than I expected. It's about 620 20,000. And playing video games, even while recording, I have never seen it go below 60 FPS. I've played COD Mobile, PUBG Mobile, and League of Legends Wild Rift. So they are pretty heavy games and this phone handles them flawlessly. Now let's talk about my experience with this phone. In my opinion, this is the best budget phone of the year 2021. There is another phone, the Poco F3 GT, coming soon, and that is going to be slightly better, but I think this is the best bang for the buck phone out there. Other than that, I love the performance of the Snapdragon 870 processor. The camera is really good and really comparable to phones in a lot higher price category than this. And the design is one of the best things of this phone. The back is made of glass, but it's not glossy. It's a slight matte finish and it does not register any fingerprints on the back. You cannot see them at all. If you are going to go for the Poco F3, I'd suggest do not go for the glossy version, and I think the white version looks the best. Other than that, the silver trim around the border looks really good. The screen has very thin bezels, and the hole punch is the smallest I've seen in quite a long while. The Poco X3 GT and the Mi 10T 5G both have larger hole punches than this phone. The one thing I do not like about this phone is the camera bump. It's really weird. One other thing to note, the left side is completely clean and it looks really pretty on that side. On the top we have this speaker grill which is symmetric, so there's 3 holes on the right and 3 holes on the left. Really good looking. The Mi 10T 5G really annoyed me with this, that it has really off symmetry on the top. Other than that, this phone is really amazing. The Poco logo is really small and in the corner instead of a big Poco logo like in the F3 GT and the Poco X3. Let's talk about the bad about this phone now. There are quite a few things that I do not like about this phone as well. Starting off, we do not have a headphone jack. I do use this as my primary gaming device and there's no headphone jack, so I can either charge the phone or listen to the audio using the included USB Type-C to 3.5mm adapter. So I end up using wireless earphones which have quite a bit of latency and lower battery life. Other than that, the phone's battery is only 4,500 mAh, which is lower than what other phones come with. They come with around 5,000 mAh. The Poco X3 GT comes with 5,000 mAh and a 67 watt charger. This only has a 33 watt charger. Other than that, we do not have micro SD card expansion, so you're stuck with the storage option you get. That is a slight bummer for people that use their phones for gaming or editing, since you're gonna run out of storage at some point. And that's about it. Well, that's all we have for you today. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more to the point unboxings, reviews, and much more.